Hello, this is Brian. Today is a beautiful Sunday, May 16th, 2021. I am at Torrey Pines State Natural Reserve, the northern extension area, a slightly more inland portion of it. And I want to provide a spotlight on shrubs video today for a relatively narrow endemic species of shrub called Mission Manzanita. And its name, Manzanita, does have a clue into its family history. It is a member of the Heath family, the Ericaceae. However, it is not a true Manzanita. It is not in the genus Arctostaphylos. This is Xylococcus bicolor. However, it is a fairly close relative of the Manzanitas, being that it's in the Heath family, has a lot of similar characteristics to Arctostaphylos species, and is also in the same tribe of the Ericaceae. It's in the Madrone subtribe, or the Madrone subfamily, the Arbutoideae of the Heath family. So Xylococcus bicolor does look a lot like a Manzanita. It has these little berry-shaped drupes. It has the really colorful, smooth bark. You can see this reddish, brownish bark. So that's why the common name is Mission Manzanita. I'm not sure where Mission came from, to be honest with you, but Xylococcus bicolor, Mission Manzanita, is a medium to quite large shrub about the size of a regular Manzanita in the genus Arctostaphylos. The main difference between a Mission Manzanita and a regular Manzanita is the shape of its foliage. The shape of its foliage is different than a regular Manzanita because the leaves are highly revolute. In other words, you can see here they're curled down from the midrib, so they curl down, and they have a little bit of light white pubescence underneath, some light fuzziness, and the leaves are most strongly curled over in the most sunlit locations on the plant. So the leaves that are a little bit lower in the shadier spots don't curl over nearly as much less, as you can see here, which is pretty common with plants with revolute leaves. The leaves that are most revolute are the ones that are most sun exposed. The ones that are flatter and larger are inside the canopy in lower branches. You can see here, these leaves are definitely not flat, but they're a lot flatter. So this shrub is a Southern California / Northern Baja endemic. It is only found in Northern Baja, I believe Northern Baja. I don't know how far down it goes, but it's also native to the coastal mesas and foothills of the San Diego coastal mountains and foothill region. So from the coast to maybe about 3,000 feet in elevation, roughly. I believe it's found as high as 3,000. I've seen it at least as high as 2K before in the foothills near Jamul in San Diego County. It's a very tough, very resilient shrub. Like a lot of species of Manzanita, it also has a lignotuber from which it will resprout after fire and coppicing. So if the plant is cut down or burned down, it has a root burrow to resprout. So Mission Manzanita, the name Xylococcus refers to the fruit. Now, most Arctostaphylos species, the true Manzanitas, when they're ripened, you can chew them and eat them. Just spit out the seed or spit out the stone. However, when these ripen, they are hard. They're not fleshy, they're hard. That's where the name Xylococcus comes from. Xylo, woody, coccus, berry or fruit. Even though, like I said, the fruit's a drupe. but Xylococcus means woody fruit or woody berry in Greek. Bicolor basically refers to the bicolored leaves. Light to medium green on the upper side, and of course the lightest color with the slight pubescence underneath. That's where the name bicolor comes from. So these shrubs can, on the more exposed mesas and hillsides, can be quite low and stunted, but on more favorable sites with a little less exposure, maybe a little more moisture access, they can become quite luscious. But they are also very drought hardy. These shrubs are known to live for hundreds of years. I think some of these might have been dated at over 1,000 years old. Some specimens of Mission Manzanita. Now back to the range. I know I kind of went off on a tangent talking about something else. So what I want to say is San Diego County is basically the epicenter of this plant's distribution. Again, coast to foothills. Of course, you go to Baja, northern Baja, you'll find them. And then you can also find them in southwestern Riverside County and maybe southeastern Orange County, maybe a few spots. And then there's an outlying population, which I have personally seen, of course, before I started filming my adventures. Back then I was just taking pictures. But there's also a population in the Verdugo Mountains near Los Angeles, near Burbank. There's a population of these in the Verdugo Mountains, which are a mountain range just south of the San Gabriel Mountains. So there's a population of Mission Manzanita over there in Los Angeles County, not that far from Burbank. I've seen that population before. It's a relatively small population. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there have been a lot of fires over there, so whatever's left over there are probably resprouted from the 2017 and 2018 fires. What I did is I hiked up from Stowe Canyon Nature Center. I hiked up a series of trails and I was able to find some populations along the ridge line. But I'm pretty sure they've resprouted since then. We've had some good rainy years after those nasty dry years. So I'm pretty sure they've probably come back vigorously. And they're probably... One thing I remember about those Mission Manzanitas is the leaves are not as revolute on that population. The one in the Verdugo Mountains. I mean, they had some convex shape like this, somewhat revolute, but I noticed that they were a little flatter in the Verdugo Mountains population. Maybe it's because it gets more rainfall there, perhaps. Maybe more rain, because it's a little further north in California. But, yeah, Mission Manzanita, it's pretty much shaped like any other Manzanita. It can get really tall. This one's probably about 10-12 feet tall. Maybe up to 15 feet, perhaps. I don't know if 20's pushing it, but like the Arctostaphylos species, they also get these white bell-shaped flowers. That's also another way you can tell that it's related. Those bell-shaped, little white bell-shaped flowers that precede these woody drupes. When these drupes ripen, they turn brown. And they're kind of shaped like a regular Manzanita drupe. But again, Xylococcus, woody fruit, very tough, not fleshy, not like Arctostaphylos, where a lot of those you can just pick them off and eat them when they're ripe. These ones you probably break your teeth. But the flowers come in these little clusters. Like I said, they're little bell-shaped flowers, and then they turn into these little green and turning brown drupes. So, good places to see Mission Manzanita. Torrey Pines. Excellent place to see Mission Manzanita. It's kind of scattered here in the extension area, but if you go around, you'll eventually find it. There are some shrubs that can be confused with Mission Manzanita until much closer inspection happens. Toyon, Heteromeles arbutifolia, also has somewhat similar shaped leaves, but the leaves are broader and much less convex. The leaves are much larger on Toyon. And in another narrow endemic species called summer holly, Arctostaphylos diversifolia, subspecies diversifolia, has leaves that are very similar to Mission Manzanita, and they're curled, they're revolute in subspecies diversifolia. They're kind of similar. kind of similar to these. This is a more stunted mesa top specimen here. They're a lot more stunted up here on the mesa tops. So a lot of times they'll be real small, maybe about 2, 3, 4 feet tall. But you get them in a canyon, that's when they get lush and taller. I haven't seen any Arctostaphylos diversifolia here in the extension area to my recollection. You will find it, however, summer holly, you'll find it on the main part of the reserve over there. So I remember seeing it, and I think I saw it a couple spots over there. So Mission Manzanita, Xylococcus bicolor, the Heath family, the Ericaceae. Common component of coastal and foothill chaparral. Here it mixes with coastal chamise, Adenostoma fasciculatum, variety obtusifolium, Toyon, Heteronales arbutoideae, buckwheats, Eriogonum species, lemonate sumac, Rus integrifolia, and more coastal and lower foothill sites, Neoridium dumosum, coastal spice bush or bush rue if you like, laurel sumac. Basically, chaparral. Occasionally as an understory tree as an understory shrub in some woodlands that are near the chaparral. But there you have it. Mission Manzanita. Try to see if I can close out on another. Like to close out with next to the plant. So yeah, some of these wind-trimmed hedges here are Xylococcus bicolor. So Torrey pines is a great place to see it. If you want to see them in Riverside County, check them out in Santa Rosa Plateau Ecological Reserve. You'll see some there. Any of these coastal canyons in San Diego to the foothills near Hamul, McGinty Mountain Preserve, you'll see them there. And there you have it. Xylococcus bicolor. Mission Manzanita in the Ericaceae. This was a spotlight on shrubs episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this was helpful in aiding identification of our Southern California native flora. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.